Nice job. I mean, sometimes when you're looking for bonus points, you just keep working, and that's what exactly what he did. You know, kept the activity of the match high, and here's a big match here, I think, where Mark Ballweg, who continues to improve here for the Hawks.
Mark Ballweg, what a season he's had, all the way up to 8th in the ranking, taking him on the redshirt freshman Steven Rodrigues. And Ballweg's really becoming one of the fan favorites in Iowa this year with his rise all the way up to the top 10. Had another huge win last week in the victory over Penn State. And Rodrigues stepping in here, this injury-depleted lineup, but he's a good one, 30-match winner as a freshman, trying to give it a go here with Ballweg.
Very respectable record for a freshman there, Rodrigues, and it's this is not an easy schedule that Illini are wrestling, and you see the range he has right there, and this is part of so much. An important part of wrestling right here. You took a little bit of risk there as the Illinois wrestler here, but you're not going to let a guy easily spin around behind you right there. So you take a little bit of risk, and once you learn how to take a risk and not get scored on right there, you can really advance pretty quickly and win some big matches.
Ballweg riding a 6-match win streak. His last loss was a heartbreaker back to second-ranked Hunter Stever of Ohio State. Since then, Ballweg's been on a tear. Yeah. Scoring bonus points in 4 of his last 6 victories.
Oh, they've been matches a lot like this where they will be slow for a while. He'll work off that 2-on-1, and then he'll just score that critical move. And he's a pretty good scrambler. He doesn't look like he moves all that well, but he's got really good balance and scrambles really well, and kind of a calm personality. And a guy who's starting to take advantage of his opportunity here. Montel Marion was all NCAA runner-up at this weight class last year, and there wasn't much room for Mark Ballweg. He moved up to 49 for a while, and that really wasn't the weight class. So at 41, much more comfortable and much more competitive.
Tom Brands, when asked about Ballweg, kind of becoming that latest Iowa household name. You see B.J. Futrell, the injured 2-time All-American, down the lower portion of your screen. Tough season it's been for Futrell, dealing with some injuries.
Yeah, he's out, and it's indefinite right now, or whether he'll return. And there's some talk that that it may not be his decision as far as that goes because of where he is. But when you lose a guy like B.J. Futrell, this is a guy who's a 3-time captain for your squad, right? And he's also a guy that's a good student. He's in graduate school right now. That makes a big difference, and a guy who can go out there and in any environment go ahead and put up points, and he's a big loss for the Illini so far.
And Tom Brands referring to Ballweg's kind of rise to fame here this season. He says, the goal is to make sure people know there are 2 L's in Ballweg. You become a household name. So, and speaking of Mr. Ballweg, Shane Sparks caught up with Coach Brands. Get his thoughts on the season Ballweg's been having.
Mark Ballweg at 141 has had a great year, seemed to really turn the corner, winning some tight matches against really good, highly ranked guys. What has clicked for Ballweg at 141?
I think early on he became confident. He knows what he wants to do out there, and he does it. It doesn't get really rattled. Things are coming together for him. You're talking about a kid that's a pretty good competitor and has shown it, obviously, but we got to keep moving forward as well with him.
So Rodrigues chooses down to start this second period. No scoring in that opening period.
He's a calm guy, and I think that plays well with all the stimulus that you have in the program, and he's seen it all, and he's almost seen it vicariously through the success of others. But you got to picture yourself when you have that opportunity to go ahead and do well, and he's all about. You listen to the commentary that he's had after his matches, the times where Shane's interviewed him. I like his temperament, and he's the type of guy that you can almost start to count on to do well at the show in Des Moines.
Definitely has the pedigree. Brother Matt, of course, a 4-year starter at Iowa. Dad Tom wrestled for the Badgers in Wisconsin. So certainly knowing Big Ten wrestling is Mark Ballweg. Is now the riding time in play for Ballweg as Rodrigues again started the second period with the option of going down, and Ballweg's controlled it from the top, Jim.
Yeah, he has done a nice job. He's riding on the right-hand side, which makes a difference. You're going up against a freshman. Sometimes they're not as skilled at one side or the other. It looks like Ballweg has found the weak side here for Rodrigues, and one of the things you try to do, Joe, when guys get in your program as a freshman, you got to try to work on that bottom position, and you really spend a lot of time, you know, so that they stay with those knees tight to their torso, you know, so that you can't, you know, put a leg in or elbows in and wrist out, so you don't get your wrist tied up. And right now, Rodrigues is having a difficult time with that below-the-waist ride. In fact, you could probably call Ballweg for stalling here right now because he hasn't really come up the waist. It's kind of the same call you would have given up against McDonough.
And it is going to be a second period rideout for Mark Ballweg. Ballweg now has choice in third period, and one would assume he will go down. There's not much discussion with Coach Brands on that one. Hey fans, get involved in the Twitter conversation around tonight's wrestling match. Go to btn.com/connect. And don't forget to use the hashtag for tonight's match. Hashtag B1G Wrestling. There it is. You can find it in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. btn.com/connect. Jim Gibbons, always a fiend on Twitter. I'm sure he'll be lighting it up all the way home tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
Good. Yeah, count man, head in the center.
So,
worst kept secret in Huff Hall is Ballweg chooses down there to start the third period.
yeah, nice job of hand fighting right there. Oh, Rodrigues stayed with him for a little bit there. Gets the quick escape. In tournament wrestling, we're not too far away from it. Go ahead. Rodrigues takes a little bit of risk, but you got to be able to get out quickly from underneath. Those ride-out situations are important, you know. And good look at Coach Brands over the shoulder, his shoulder, taking a look at Ballweg. And I think he'd like to see his wrestler go out there and finish strong with a takedown. You know, it's just something on his own offense. Nice little low past the elbow, come to the shot. Ball, this is where he's a pretty good scrambler, but can he go ahead now? He locks back in the crotch there. This should be an advantage situation for Rodrigues if he can pop his hips down. He's got to get pressure on that hip down in that direction, all right, and circle back around and lock that leg. Now he's going to come the other direction, try to create a better scramble, but eventually he wants to get around to the right.
Boy, was that a great save by Ballweg. You saw him go to his back, Jim. Had he not locked like that, it probably would have been 2 and possibly back points. Now he's going to get saved by the stalemate here.
Yeah, the problem there was that at the critical moment right there, the younger Rodrigues, although he did a great job of getting in on the leg, you just got to pop your hips down, keep your chest up, and that puts a lot of weight. Now your head stuffed to the outside. This is how you do it. See how the arch in the back a little bit better position. At least he got to neutral, but he's right back in on that leg. This is an advantage for Rodrigues. Stalling Iowa. There's been a warning for stalling against Ballweg. Now he creates a little bit better scramble. This is where Ballweg is still pretty tough.
Great heavy hips there by Ballweg.
And that's exactly it. He's got an anvil in his rear, and it ends up making the guy work harder than he's comfortable working.
See that with all these Iowa wrestlers and they're scrambling. It's just all about the hip positioning and control and where you're at. And Ballweg that time beautifully played it.
Well, he's unique. I mean, he's got some heavy hips, and this wasn't pretty, but it looks like another win for Mark Ballweg.
Boy, Rodrigues, take your hat off to this redshirt freshman stepping into the lineup for the injured B.J. Frutrell, and he gave the 8th-ranked wrestler in the country all he wanted and more, Jim, but it's going to be a victory for Mark Ballweg yet again. This time a little more, probably closer than he wanted to, 2-0, but they don't ask how, they ask how many, and he gets the job done.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Ballweg, but, you know, probably would like to have had takedown, but he never really got on his shot. But I can see why Rodrigues has 30 wins on the season, Joe. He's done a nice job there.